Since the beginning of time, humanity has been captivated by the unknown. Luckily, ancient civilizations left much for us to discover. From building structures that defy modern understanding to living art that hints at knowledge lost to time, our ancestors left us plenty to wonder about. Today, we'll be embarking on a journey through 6 ancient cultures and some of their mysteries. Keep watching to learn more about ancient mysteries and the civilizations behind them. The Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Our journey begins with one of the most iconic wonders of the ancient world, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Built during the 4th dynasty around 4,500 years ago, this colossal structure towers over the desert landscape. It is known worldwide and serves as a reminder of ancient Egypt's accomplishments. Even though this pyramid and many others like it are known all across the world, almost everything about it is shrouded in mystery. Thousands of years after its construction, we still wonder how it was built. The first and largest mystery is the pyramid's construction. It is estimated to be comprised of roughly 2.3 million stone blocks. Each one of those blocks weighed anywhere between 2 and 15 tons. The idea of moving these blocks without today's technology is astounding. But when you consider the precision which these blocks were cut, transported, and assembled, it seems like an impossible task. How did the Egyptians, who had no machinery, manage to lift and fit these massive stones so perfectly? Theories abound. Some scholars suggest that the Egyptians built massive ramps that spiraled around the pyramid, while others argue that they used a straight ramp that increased in height to match the pyramid. Another theory proposes that the stones were lifted using counterweights or a combination of sand and hydraulic pressure. One theory even involves a dried-up segment of the Nile River. Researchers discovered a long-lost branch of the Nile called the Aramat Branch. It was about 39 miles long and over 2,000 feet wide, and it may have been used to transport the blocks, equipment, and people needed to build the pyramids. However, that still does not explain the construction process itself. The truth remains elusive, as no geographical or archaeological evidence proves any of these theories. The Great Pyramid of Giza has even more mysteries to go along with its bewildering construction. For example, its orientation is remarkably precise. It is aligned with the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west, with only a fraction of a degree of error, an achievement that would challenge modern engineers even with GPS technology. To this day, we're not sure if this accuracy is a product of careful celestial observation or if the ancient Egyptians possessed a deeper understanding of the Earth's geometry. Until new evidence surfaces, the construction methods behind the Great Pyramid will remain a testament to the ingenuity and the mystery of ancient Egypt. The Lost City of Atlantis. The legend of Atlantis has fascinated humanity for over 2,000 years. According to the Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis was a vast island nation located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, believed to be the modern Strait of Gibraltar. Plato described Atlantis as an advanced civilization with powerful fleets, sophisticated architecture, and vast resources, but also as a society corrupted by greed and pride. According to the tale, Atlantis was swallowed by the ocean in a single day and night, disappearing without a trace. For centuries, scholars have debated the origins of Plato's story. Was Atlantis a real place or simply a metaphor for the dangers of unchecked ambition? Some historians argue that Plato may have based his account on a real civilization that suffered a catastrophic disaster. As for the location of the lost city of Atlantis, there are theories placing it in locations from the Caribbean to Antarctica. Each theory's believers point to geological or historical clues that might indicate a lost civilization. Yet, despite numerous expeditions and studies, no conclusive evidence has been found to prove Atlantis' existence. While many believe that the lost city remains an enigma, a compelling story of a world lost to the depths, most scientists, historians, and classicists know better. This is one mystery that has an answer. Despite how much we might wish it were otherwise, Atlantis is not real, and it never was. There is no record of Atlantis outside of Plato's dialogues, and no trace of a sunken civilization, even as our capabilities in oceanography advance. Plato invented the fictional island of Atlantis as a moral allegory. The story is not about a real civilization. Instead, it is about the dangers of hubris and the downfall of those who become too powerful. The Nazca Lines of Peru. In the arid plains of southern Peru, a mysterious collection of geoglyphs stretches across the landscape. A geoglyph is a large design or symbol created on the ground, typically visible from the air. The ones in Peru are known as the Nazca lines, and these images include animals, plants, and geometric figures that can only be fully appreciated with an aerial view. Created by the Nazca people between 500 BCE and 500 CE, these geoglyphs cover an area of nearly 200 square miles, making them one of the most expansive ancient artworks in the world. The reason behind these lines remains unanswered. Some researchers believe that the geoglyphs were part of the religious or ceremonial practices, perhaps created to appeal to their gods for water, which would have been much needed in the arid region. Another theory posits that the lines functioned as a type of astronomical calendar, marking important dates and celestial events. Some of the shapes align with constellations or celestial bodies, hinting that the Nazca people may have used the lines to track seasonal changes or significant cosmic events. However, without written records from the civilization, the true purpose of the Nazca lines remains a mystery that continues to inspire fascination. Stonehenge in England. The ancient monument of Stonehenge has stood for over 5,000 years, and it is still one of the most recognizable landmarks in the world. This massive circle of stones, some weighing as much as 25 tons, has perplexed archaeologists for centuries. Who built Stonehenge and why? How did they transport the rocks? How did they position them with such precision? There are many theories. Historians are still unsure how the stones were moved. There have even been reenactments of the stone's movement, and one experiment found that at least 10 people were needed to pull one stone on a sled. When you consider that some of the stones were moved from hundreds of miles away, the construction of the stone circle is remarkable. The altar stone in the center of Stonehenge is thought to have come from northern Scotland, over 600 miles away. One theory suggests that Stonehenge was an ancient astronomical observatory carefully aligned with the solstices. On the summer solstice, the sun rises over a stone called the heel stone, an alignment that would have held deep significance for those who built it. Others argue that Stonehenge was a healing center that attracted people from across Britain and Europe. Recent excavations have uncovered human remains showing signs of injuries or illnesses, suggesting that people may have come to Stonehenge looking for cures or spiritual guidance. Yet another theory proposes that Stonehenge was a burial ground for elite members of society, where rituals of life and death were enacted. While each theory offers insights into Stonehenge's original use, none provides a complete answer or has archaeological confirmation. The mystery of Stonehenge endures as a symbol of Britain's ancient past. The disappearance of the Puebloans in the American Southwest. In the remote cliffs of the American Southwest, the Ancestral Puebloans, often called the Anasazi in academic sources, although the Puebloans reject that name due to negative connotations, built complex stone dwellings that rise from the landscape like sentinels from an ancient world. These dwellings, including the famous cliff palaces of Mesa Verde National Park, served as homes, ceremonial sites, and defensive structures. However, between the 12th century and the 13th century, the Ancestral Puebloans abandoned their settlements. What caused this mass exodus? Well, it's a secret that has long since been lost to time. But there are two main theories: climate change and conflict. The North American climate changed a lot in the 12th and 13th centuries. From 1276 to 1299, the Great Drought devastated the region, lasting hundreds of years. Just before that, in 1257, a massive volcanic eruption in Indonesia plunged the globe into a volcanic winter. That volcanic winter is thought to have kick-started the Little Ice Age. Although it is not clear whether the Little Ice Age impacted the Ancestral Puebloans' disappearance, the drought and the crop failure that undoubtedly followed it may have forced them to leave in search of water. In addition to environmental upheaval, there is evidence that their disappearance may have been related to conflict with their neighbors or religious strife. Raids were common throughout the various Native American groups in the area. Plus, there is archaeological evidence of dismemberment and even cannibalism near a place called Castle Rock. Most archaeologists agree that a combination of environmental changes and cultural conflicts forced the Ancestral Puebloans to migrate elsewhere, possibly joining other Native American groups. Their descendants live on in modern tribes like the Acoma and Hopi. The Terracotta Army of China. In 1974, Chinese farmers digging a well stumbled upon one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the 20th century, the Terracotta Army. They unearthed clay fragments as they dug, which turned out to be parts of a terracotta warrior. News of the discovery spread, and soon archaeologists were excavating the site. The tomb complex they found covers an area of 20 square miles and is believed to be the final resting place of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. The army consists of thousands of life-size terracotta soldiers, each with unique facial features and expressions. Experts believe this extraordinary mausoleum, which besides warriors contains chariots, horses, and weapons, was built to protect the emperor in his afterlife. Despite decades of research about this exciting discovery, there are many unanswered questions. Although the tomb and the army within it provide a wealth of information, there are many mysteries we still don't understand, such as why the emperor chose to be buried with such a vast army of terracotta figures. The figures, including the warriors, horses, and chariots, total over 8,000. Some experts believe that the Terracotta Army was meant to protect the emperor in the afterlife, while others speculate that it was meant to showcase the emperor's military might and power. Some historians believe that the powerful emperor was deeply afraid of death and wanted to ensure his military might continued in the afterlife. In contrast, others believe the army reflects an extension of the emperor's authority beyond the mortal realm. Another mystery is the identity of the people who created the Terracotta Army. It is believed that over 700,000 laborers worked on the tomb complex for over 37 years. Although the workers who built the complex were likely slaves or prisoners, the artisans who created the figures must have been skilled craftsmen. However, no records exist of the artisans who crafted the beautiful Terracotta Army. The final mystery about this tomb remains a genuine secret, but one we may eventually uncover. Although the tomb complex has been extensively excavated, his tomb has not been thoroughly explored. It may contain treasures, artifacts, or even historical records, but the Chinese government has hesitated to excavate the tomb, citing concerns about the site's preservation. However, we have made one discovery that led to even more questions. In 2012, Chinese archaeologists discovered elevated levels of mercury in the soil surrounding the tomb, aligning with ancient accounts that describe rivers of mercury surrounding the emperor's burial chamber. Until the tomb is fully explored, the use of mercury in the first emperor's tomb will remain a tantalizing mystery. Hopefully, one day we will see it explored and its mysteries revealed. How would you like to get a deeper understanding of history, impress your friends, and predict the future more accurately based on past events? If this sounds like something you might be into, then check out the brand new Captivating History Book Club by clicking the first link in the description. Also, grab your free Mythology Bundle ebook while still available. All links are in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.